Knew her?
その人は今は
もうかれこれ10年になるか。
10 years. 10 years since what? No. I don't want to know the answer. Yes, you do. Tennoji has a faraway look in his eyes, as if he's gazing into the past.
あの人には随分世話になった。
Why are you talking about her in past tense?
天涯孤独だったらしくてな。せめて俺が見とってやりたかったんだが。
At the end, there's only one thing that can mean. Even though the world line changed, Suzuha didn't survive to the year 2010.
でもま、こう言っちゃなんだが、死に顔は穏やかだったよ。
穏やか。自殺じゃないのか。
自殺？おめえそれ誰から吹き込まれたんだよ。すずさんは病気で亡くなったんだ。根も葉もねえ話を信じてんじゃねえ。
She was sick. Sickness killed her? Oh yeah. So what, you're saying that whether it's suicide or sickness, she just... There can never be a possibility where she just goes past 2010. We can never meet old Suzuha no matter what. I shouldn't feel good about that. But I guess you could say it's better than what happened before the roll line changed. Yeah. I mean, granted, whatever happened to that IBN is something to be questioned. In fact, like, you know, just to be sure, and, you know, we're hopping from one roll line to another, I don't even know what is what anymore. Like, I would go to Lukako's shrine and confirm whether the IBN is still there or somebody took it before us. Like, which one is it? That's what I tell myself anyway. Because by current logic, you would think that by now Rintaro and the gang have visited Lukako's shrine to see if the IBN is there, but they did not find it. But what if we are now in a roll line where we haven't even found out that the location is there at Lukako's shrine at all? I feel like we really should check the stuff. I don't know.
で、おめえとすずさんはどういう知り合いだったんだ?
Like, the thing is, she died peacefully, we didn't get like any letter, so therefore it means that... Oh, somebody is calling me. Okay, well apparently I'm gonna have to cut short and continue to read through like another time, but bottom line, we are going the idea that, okay, we let Suzuha go like earlier, in the past, in 1975, therefore we let her go with her memories, and therefore she would fulfill her duty, and I guess even with sickness she would die peacefully because she fulfilled her duty. But what if there is also that possibility where, even if we let her go into 1975 without that rain damaging the time machine, maybe it was still fucked. Maybe the memories didn't go. And now we are in a roll line where she didn't even fulfill her duty. And she didn't even remember her duty in her last moments for her to write a letter and to commit suicide. She was like, well, I fulfilled a good life. I get the feeling that I'm missing something, but no, you know what? I'm old, I'm sick, I'm gonna die soon enough, so I have lived a normal life. I'm gonna let sickness kill me off. Blech. So, I think for right now, we're gonna go with the idea that she fulfilled her duty, except now the IBN is somewhere out there that we don't even know, that Suzuha is not even aware of, past her death, of course. And she died peacefully knowing that she fulfilled her duty. But, I don't know.
昔俺も世話になったんです。もう一度会いたいって思っていたのに。
そうか。あの人が住んでた家は 今俺が使ってんだ。位牌もそこにある。なんなら手を合わせに来るか。
Absolutely. I nod without a moment's hesitation. Tennoji closes up shop and we head off towards his house. From Chuodori, we head towards the station. I scan the Akiba scenery as we walk. Moe stores are still nowhere to be found on this road line. Something tells me that we're going to have to do a lot of backtracking in order to get the Moe stores back. After a little hesitation, I look up at Radicon. Although something tells me that my priorities are definitely with Faris. Because I get the feeling that we could fix the problem with the location of the IBN with Faris. She was interested in that too. I get the feeling that she stole it. It's gone. The satellite has vanished. All that's left is the hole we made when he arrived in this time.
例の人工衛星いつ消えたんでしたっけ？
ああ、5日前ぐらいじゃなかったか。世の中奇妙なことが起きるもんだな。
Which means Suzuha left before it rained. Like Tennoji said, his house is closer than expected. We take the train to the next station, Okachimachi, and then walk for about 5 minutes to a quiet residential area. This old one-story house is where Suzuha once lived. I walk up to the front of the house, and there I see a familiar sight. Oh, her bike. For a moment, I can see her there, squatting beside the bicycle. But the mountain bike Suzuha rode to the Brown Tube workshop was shiny and new. Now it's old and covered in rust. Still in the same place 10 years later.
その自転車は鈴さんがすっげえ大事にしてたんだよ。晩年は自分で乗ることはなかったけどな。それでも週に一度はフレームを磨いてた。処分することもできなくて、結局10年もそこに置いたままだ。俺もできるだけ整備はしてるんだが、さすがに錆が目立ってきてるな。
It sure is very special to her, that's for sure. Now I do have to question this though. This bike that she used, is this a bike that she got in 2010, which would symbolize her love for her friends that she made in 2010? Or could it be that she got this bike from like the distant future that she carried with her to 2010, in which case maybe it belonged to her father? Maybe Daru is gonna end up doing a bicycle like rides from now on. I don't know. I gently put my hand on the seat. It's warm from standing out in the sun. I suppose that for a few days Suzuha was in Akiba. This bicycle existed in two places at the same time. For a few days Suzuha was in Akiba. This bicycle existed in two places at the same time. I guess it is a good point. Yeah, like it really brings you back to those thoughts of whether a person can coexist with their doppelganger because of the time traveling, or wouldn't be the case. The house isn't as messy inside as I expected, considering the state of the Brown Tube workshop. I guess that chipmunk keeps the place clean. A wave of nausea hits me as I recall what Naya did at Ochianomizu station. But I tell myself that was just an accident. Besides, that instant has already been undone. Tennoji Naya has done nothing wrong. Next to the living room is a child's room. There's a child's study desk and a red backpack on the floor. Nae isn't here. Which reminds me, Tennoji's daughter visits the workshop often, but not once have I seen his wife. He couldn't have married Suzuha, could he? That's what keeps popping in my head once in a while. I mean, she should have been a lot older than him when they met. But as they say, love knows no bounds. I wonder what really happened. I don't know how I'd feel if those two were married. Knowing how we've seen them interact till this point, yeah. Add that to the list of mindfuckery when it comes to time traveling. First, the thought of Daru being the father of Suzuha, and now the thought of Mr. Braun being married to Suzuha. Ugh. I wonder what's next. That would make Daru Tennoji's father-in-law. Huh. That is a good point. Actually, that would be kind of interesting. I turned to the Buddhist. I turned to the Buddhist altar to pay my respects to Suzuha. There's no picture of her, so there's no way to know what Hashida Suzu looked like at the age of 44. I make an offering of incense to her, then look around the house again. And it really makes you think, like, after 50, yeah, you could definitely say that you would die of old age or whatever. 44, that's still young. However, to die of sickness. And this is the house I lived in after leaping to 1975.
俺とすずさんは最初、いわゆるお隣さんだったんだよ。
For some reason, Tennoji offers me a beer. When I decline, he shakes his head and starts drinking it himself.
俺はヨーロッパ生まれのヨーロッパ育ちでな。
Interesting. Also, yeah, no drinking. No drinking on the job. Like, sorry, man. Like, I cannot drink. I have to drive my my time machine soon enough.
は？それはギャグですか？
Actually, that is kind of a interesting side question. What are the effects of like the brain when you're time traveling with your mind, like under the influence? Also, Europe. Where exactly?
んだよてめえ。俺は英語もフランス語もペラペラだぞこら。
He really doesn't look like someone who lived abroad. I guess you can judge a book by its cover.
両親が死んで15年ぐらい前に日本に帰ってきたんだよ。つっても俺にとっては生まれて初めての日本だった。この国について何にも知らねえ俺の面倒を見てくれたのが隣に一人で住んでたすずさんだったってわけだな。
Alright, now's my chance. If I'm gonna ask, it's now or never.
結婚を？
あ？結婚？
すずさんと。
アホか。
Phew. I knew she'd never marry a guy like him.
あの人は随分ストイックに生きてたよ。人付き合いもあまりなかったみてえだ。けどな、俺にはよくしてくれた。ここに越してきて1年ぐらい経った時、俺の家が火事で全焼してな。まあ、俺のタバコの不始末が原因だから自業自得なんだが。その時に全財産なくした俺をこの家で下宿させてくれたんだ。それだけじゃねえ。工房のあるあの大檜山ビルな。あれもともとすずさんの持ち物だったんだぞ。
え？
Oh?
それを格安で譲ってもらったんだ。おかげで俺はブラウン管工房を構えることができたってわけだ。あの人は俺の恩人だよ。ある時、なんだって縁もゆかりもねえのにこんなによくしてくれるんですかって聞いたことがあんだが、そしたらあの人は笑ってこう答えたよ。巡り巡って人は誰かに親身にしてもらうことになってる。だから君もいずれ誰かに親身にしてあげなさいってな。なんだか不思議な人だったぜ。預言者みたいに これから起きる出来事をピタリピタリと言い当てたりしてな。
Can't even imagine. Suzu. That was probably her way of repaying Tennoji for looking after her, even if it was just for 10 days. It's all it came full circle.
しかし世間ってのは狭いな。あの人のことを知ってる人間がこんな近いところにいたとは。そうだ、ちょっと待ってろ。
Tennoji goes into the child's room next door, then returns and places an object on the table.
Huh?
Oh, it's the meter. It's Suzuha's divergence meter. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. She took it with her, so... Yeah, it makes sense that she would keep it with her and thus it would either be here or somewhere else that she lived. Well, thank God that we found it. Before the world line changed, it was in the lab. But on this world line, Suzuha brought the meter with her to 1975. It's been in this house for 35 years. Still working to boot. Jesus. Then again, I mean, even if she maintained it, in her absence, that's still 10 years, and this thing still works. The tubes read 0.409431. The divergence has changed, just like Suzuha said. This proves that my magic eye, reading Steiner, does indeed allow me to perceive changes to the roll line. But what does that number mean? I recall what Suzuha said.
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
それ、何の数字を表してるかわかるか？俺にはさっぱりわからなくてな。この10年、その数字からピクリとも変わりゃしねえ。ただ、すずさんは病床からいつもこのメーターを眺めてた。
え？
上ごとのようにつぶやいてたよ。この数字は変わる前なのかな、変わった後なのかな、私は変えられたのかな。
You know, that's a good point, because she herself... Actually, no, she would be able to tell the difference. That previously was a different number. Wait, did she forget? Because otherwise... it would be a situation where... Wait, hold on. Is this the same number as last roll line, or is it different? Did it work or not? So, this is odd. Does this mean that she still had some memory loss as she went in time?
そんな風に一日に何回もな。見てて痛々しいほどだった。
I touched the device. Suzuha, in my heart, I reach out to the girl who died 10 years ago. To the girl who will be born 7 years from now. To the girl who crossed time to save the future. Suzuha, thanks to you, my Yuri is safe. Divergence has changed. But we haven't yet reached your ultimate goal. Our 1% divergence. Once that is achieved, the future you dreamed of will become a reality. I will carry on your fight, Suzuha. I promise. I realize that I'm crying. Tennoji stares at me for a moment, then puts his giant hand on my shoulder. Okay. Alright, well. Mayuri. Mayuri comes out of the ticket gate and walks up to me with an unhurried stride. Well, glad to see her, you know, alive and kicking after the mini disaster day that we passed. But don't worry, I'm sure that we'll have like new tragedies where we'll have to avoid Mayuri's death again in the future, or, hear me out, here's a fucked up situation. We are gonna be living like 2 days of peace, specifically 48 hours, but then a new tragedy will happen and we're gonna have no choice but to go back to like 48 hours in the past. But then, that means that we're gonna have to go like before Mayuri's death and CERN coming into the room, at which point we're gonna have to redo that tragedy again and again and again. So we're gonna have like 2 obstacles to go through. Jeez, imagine.
まさかね、本当に駅まで迎えに来てくれるなんて思わなかった。マユシーはびっくりなのです。
人質に逃げられては困るからな。うん、
困るよね。それでね、マユシーはとっても嬉しいよ。
Also, I'm eating chocolate. Alright, now I finished with my chocolate there. Maria flashes a carefree smile, then walks ahead of me, almost skipping.
ねえ、その抱えてる荷物って何？
ミスター・ブラウンから譲ってもらったんだ。世界線の数値を測ることのできる大パーツなんだぞ。
へえ、なんだかすごそうだね。でも世界線の数値って？
I smile, Riley.
マユリは本当にバカだな。
What am I doing? After I left Tenoji's house, I called Mayuri to ask when she would arrive in Akiba. Then I went to stay at the station to pick her up. Anxiety still smothers my heart. We managed to survive yesterday, but that doesn't guarantee our safety forever. It's entirely possible for Moeka to attack now, on the afternoon of the 14th. Maybe I'm being overprotective, but I still can't shake the image of Mayuri's death from my mind. I don't ever want to have to go through that again.
マユリ、例えばの話だが、コミマが終わるまで秋葉に来るのはやめた方がいいのではないか。
No response. I looked at her side.
いない。
Oh my god, did she go away somewhere? Panicked, I scanned the area and catch sight of her wandering towards the newly opened shaved ice stand. God damn it, that's... Can she tell how worried I am?
岡部って尽くすタイプなのね。
Carissa is glaring at me with a nice coffee in her hand. We are in the lab, which appears to have become her second home.
何がだ？
I am sitting on the computer, searching for intel on the IBM 5100. I still don't know where it is. I went to Yanabayashi's shrine this morning, but alas, it wasn't there. Yeah. Okay, good. You actually made sure, like extra sure yourself. Because God knows what's happening now in these last roll lines. So I promised to get one to us somehow. Her gift to us from 1935. The thing is, whether she forgot her duty or she succeeded in her duty, I don't think that she ever mentioned to us how she's gonna give it to us, right? I mean, initially I thought that letter that we got at the beginning was her telling us the location of the IBM, but no, it was her suicide message telling us to find it ourselves. We still don't know, like, what her original plan was. Without it, we can't hack into CERN's database, meaning we can't achieve divergence over 1%. Because I guess our original plan would be for her to live until 2010, and she would come to us with the IBM in her hands? I guess.
あんたがマユリをお姫様扱いし始めた件について。
You don't have no idea.
今日は駅までお迎えに上がって。お昼ご飯は毒味までして。ここまでは手をつないで歩いてきたとか。
あのね、マユシーはオカリンに愛されちゃってるね。
Did you have to tell Kurisu of all people? Mayuri looks so carefree as she stuffs her cheeks with takoyaki. Pretty sure she's smiling, not because of my love, but because of the takoyaki's deliciousness. Typical Mayuri. But seriously, did I have to tell Kurisu?
で、実際のところどうなんだ？
どうとは？
前から不思議だったのよね。あんたたちって付き合ってるの？
そう見えるのか？
それは
Ding dong, wrong, 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 wrong. Oh, what do I hear? I hear a jelly alarm. I'm hearing the jelly alarm. I wonder where it's coming from. Oh, it's intensifying the closer I get to Kurisu. Just what sort of delusion does this girl have?
あのね、オカリンとマユシーは小さい頃からずっとお友達なんだよ。
Finish your ice cream before you talk, damn it.
食べながら話すな、はしたない。
じゃあ付き合ってないんだ。まあ誰もオカビみたいな変人と付き合おうとは思わないし、当然よね。
クリスティーナよ、お前には失望したぞ。
は？何よいきなり。
俺は気づいてしまったのだよ。お前の本質にな。恋の話になると途端に食いつき方が変わる。そんなお前はスイーツかっこ笑いに他ならない。恋の話を恋バナと読んでしまうお年頃だな、少子。そんなお花畑の持ち主をこの法院京馬と我がラボは求めていないぞ。
It feels strange to be spewing this Chinibyo nonsense again, after what I've been through. Ugh, is my innocence lost forever?
マッドサイエンティストかっこ自称の中二病患者が何言ってやがりますか。
It's been a long time since I argued with Kurisu like this. Too, the thought brings a sudden pang of loneliness. After fighting to save Mayuri, I sought help from this genius girl. You know her words were at times harsh. She supported and encouraged me to the end. Don't worry, Rintaro, I'm sure you're gonna go through this sort of stuff again. Like, you missed this kind of situation? Don't worry, it's right around the corner, I'm sure. But now, all of that has vanished along with the time we spent with Suzuha. Thank you for your help, Kurisu. I suddenly give her my sincere gratitude. IBN, where is it? I finished typing on the X68000's keyboard and sighed, then turned to the divergence meter sitting on a shelf. The display reads 0.409431%. What does that mean?
世界の構造はより糸みたいなものなの。いくつもの可能性世界線が重ね合わせの状態になってて、常に無限個に枝分かれしてってるわけ。メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲外、ベータ世界線へ到達すれば収束する結果も変わる。そう、1% を突破さえできたら椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
Then, does that mean I haven't saved her? Like, if I'm gonna be honest right over here, even if I thought to myself that I understood the concept of the attractor fields combined with the world lines, it may be not the case, but it could be that we're talking about a generalized main thing and then smaller versions of that at the same time. Cause okay, we're still in the alpha attractor field, that we are gonna continue to be in the alpha attractor field for most of the story. until the end of the story when we, you know, end the utopia thing, which the dystopia thing, which would be like the inevitable of the alpha attractor field. But I guess we can consider this like a case where we are jumping from one attractor field to another in smaller cases. We already went past the one attractor field where Mayuri would die like yesterday, and we are in a different attractor field now, but within the same alpha attractor field. So it would be like A.2 now. We are in attractor field A.2. And before we were in A.1, or sort of like that. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even sure if even this kind of explanation is the best suited. Something tells me I'm gonna have to redo this adventure on my own, like in the distant future, and maybe I will understand better. Or, well, there's like several other like stories after this. I've heard of a Steins Gate Zero? Steins Gate Elite? Fuck if I know. This is definitely not the only story, that's for sure, so maybe one day I'll fully comprehend, like, all this. Divergence is still less than 1%. Is the route still converging on Mayuri's death? With that being said, the point of going past the divergence of 1% is only referring to this gigantic stop the dystopia kind of thing. It could be that this number that we have right over here is for that one purpose, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the only number. We could be like in a completely different attractor field of a completely different divergence number, like if we were to put it in a relative way to our goal. I don't know, maybe we reached past the 1% divergence number when it comes to Mayuri's fate, like yesterday. But that's not really like our main goal. Our main goal is to make this particular number reach 1%. So, it can't be. Can't be. I mean, nothing happened yesterday. Mayuri is here, safe and sound. So nothing will happen to her. It won't. I want to believe that, but the doubt within my heart is growing, thick and black. Or this, I'm going to offer another example, but it's kind of hard to talk about this sort of stuff. But we are basically in the same alpha attractor field because no doubt we are going to be forced to go back like 2 days ago and relive Mayuri's death. So no matter what, that would imply that we're still in alpha attractor field, because Rintaro himself, even if he were to live in this, he would be forced to go back to stop Mayuri's death the proper way, which would lead to stopping CERN. Which is, I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna try to explain this because I cannot. I don't know. I can hardly think about anything else now. No matter how hard I stare at it, the number on the meter doesn't change a digit. So far, reading Steiner has only activated after we sent past changing the emails. What about when I time leap? The vertigo I feel when I time leap might be caused by reading Steiner. Maybe it's just a side effect of the memory transfer. It's impossible to know. In any case, I prepared for the worst. I've already set the time leap machine timer to send my memories 3 hours into the past. And with Daru's help, I found a remote for the 42-inch CRT downstairs. Also, no matter what, whenever you are gonna use the time leap, it's gonna go back in past 3 hours as a safety measure. And you have the remote too, that's nice. Our previous phone wave needs to change. Experiments made a hole in the floor. Instead of fixing the hole, I made it big. The 42-inch CRT is right under the hole, so if I point the remote at the hole and press the power button, the TV turns on. Ah, smart. Okay, that solves our problem. Now, should things go wrong, I can time leap at a moment's notice. And I also have future gadget number 4, mode snake on hand in case of emergency.
岡部、
Kurisu entered the development room.
タイムリープマシンの実験はしないんじゃなかったの？
No, I like to keep my options open.
もしもの時のためだ。
もしもって？
I don't want to answer that. I wouldn't want to answer that right now because I'm annoyed and bored out of my ass that I have to explain this over and over again, even though we have to eventually. I keep praying that my fears will not be realized. It's okay. Everything will be okay. They didn't attack yesterday, so they won't attack today. At the very least, we've changed Mayuri's fate. But still, I can't help but pray. Please let Mayuri be safe. Please don't let anything happen. My prayers go unanswered. Ah, damn it. So they delayed the attack by 1 day. Ah, fuck, I knew it. I knew that we had to go back. The door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. I recognize them. The Knights of the Round Table! Oh no, they're gonna start dancing! They aim their guns at us. I freeze. Despair seizes my heart. My worst fears have come true. It's happening exactly the same as before. Only this time, Suzuha isn't here to save us. Even the dark... Oh my god, that's a good point. We don't have Suzuha as a protective / golden opportunity to use the time leap using her. That sucks. Even the dark-skinned man's words are the same. Eventually, the unpleasant clack of heels echoes down the hallway.
萌香さん、これって。
タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
I suppress my terror and grab Mayuri's arm. The crew-cut man says something he hasn't before.
マキサ・クリス、岡部倫太郎、橋田至、3名については我々と一緒に来てもらう。抵抗は許されない。とにかく来て。あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
What do I do? Should I use my concealed mode snake right now? Use it and then time leap? But Mayuri hasn't killed yet. There's a chance she might not be killed on this roll line. I wouldn't chance it. The crew-cut man points his gun at me. My heartbeat jumps up. Cold sweat breaks out all over my body. I've only raised my left. I have to use it. I swallow my fear and activate mode snake. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. The rounders won't be able to aim through this. I have to time leap while it lasts. I grab Mayuri's hand and fumble through the smoke towards the development room. I hear the sound of guns firing wildly behind me. Suddenly, Mayuri's arm gets heavy. Ah, fuck it. I trip forward and land on my face. Our hands were separated in the fall. I grope around and soon find her slender hand. Mayuri's feeble whisper reaches my ears. Was she hit? The rounder's blind shot hit Mayuri? Mayuri's voice quickly fades away. Strength drains from her fingers. But Mayuri doesn't answer. I'm sorry, Mayuri. Once again, I failed to save you. I thought I succeeded, but I was wrong. I hear my teeth grinding my head. I hear Kurisu and Taro screaming as the gunfire continues. A sharp pain flares at the top of my head. I press down with my hand. It comes away soaked with blood. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It's like someone took a saw to my skull. My ears are ringing. I stumble. I can't stand up straight. I need to get to the time machine. I squeeze my ears limp hand one last time, then crawl to the development room, fumble for the headgear, and put it on. I point the remote at the hole and press the power button. The TV turns on downstairs. I can hear people laughing on the screen.
Target A, Target C, 確保。
Shit. I clench my fists in frustration. The timing machine is already activated. The discharge phenomenon is starting. The floor begins to shake. Once again, I leap to the past. Well. Alright, Rintaro. Activate the timing machine again. We gotta go back like 24 hours. So maybe we can get some extra time. The world collapses, then reforms. I guess the only upside to this is that we gain like 1 day extra to do whatever and see what we can do. Yeah, so they really delayed the attack by 1 day. Why? Is it because they've seen Suzuha use the timing machine and they said, no, wait, hold on. Let's see what happens next. Like they decided to wait like another day to see if anything changes their plan or not, I guess. The pain at the top of my head is gone. I wipe the sweat off my brow and look around. I can't see Mold Snake's vapor anymore. The area is clear. Kurisu is reading a western book like usual. Mayuri is playing a handheld game while eating a banana. Friggin' bananas, man. Dado isn't here. I recall he said he was going out somewhere. I quickly swallow my words.
どうしたの？オカリンもバナナ食べる？
When I wave my hand no, Mayuri tilts her head quizzically, then goes back to her game. I sink into the sofa and close my eyes. Somehow, I resist the urge to scream in frustration. You can internally do that, I have to think. I erased our memories with Suzuha. I changed the world line, but it wasn't enough. The divergence meter still reads 0.4%. How do I get that above 1%? Wait. If I try to solve the problem alone, it will just end the same way. I need to consult Kurisu. Yes. Time to reform the team.
クリス、ちょっと来てくれ。
I lead her out of the lab. We're gonna be telling you a story here, Kurisu, and you're gonna love it. We sit on the bench in front of the building. Suzuha's bicycle is still absent.
何なの？私の名前を普通に呼ぶなんて普通じゃないの。
Wait, shouldn't we be doing this after we go back on the 13th and then we tell Kurisu? I mean, we only have like 3 hours left until the event happens. I mean, unless, like, we talk to Kurisu right over here and we get her advice on what to do, like, on the 13th. Like, in these 3 hours left, I guess. That would be something. Like, that's the one thing that we can get an advantage of, like, in this situation.
変な日本語。
助けてくれ。
これはびっくり。
I know, right?
まさかあんたの口からそんな言葉が出るなんて熱でもあるんじゃない？
Nah, he's full of surprises sometimes.
茶化すな。俺は本気で相談している。
タイムリープをしてきたのね。
I nod.
お前はどこまで知っている？
どこまでって何を？
鈴葉がジョン・タイターだったことは。
Oh, sorry. Mayuri. Oh, Karin, where are you going? A date with Chris-chan? I'm jealous. Oh, man. A lucky son of a gun. Jealous. You want to go on a date with me? I don't even need to, like, see about the other response. I wanna respond to this one. Lucky dog. Kurisu gives me a blank stare.
その発想はなかったわ。
When we prevented Suzuha from leaving on August 9th, she ended up staying until August 13th. But that outcome was changed by my last email. What happened during those 4 days on this road line?
タイムリープマシンは完成したか。
何言ってんの？昨日私が徹夜して完成させたでしょ？
Oh my god, you know what? That's a good point. I was going with the assumption that we have finished the time leap machine, but it very well could have changed because of Suzuha leaving early. I don't know. Like, again, I'm forgetting details, therefore I need the reassurance on what is happening in these roll lines, like, again and again. It is good that Rintaro asked. Because, yeah, we used the... Well, yeah, we finished the time leap machine. I mean, that's how we got... like here in the first place, like 3 hours ago. I thought that I was confusing it with the D-mail. But hold on a sec. Finish the timely machine. Yeah.
岡部はいつから飛んできたんだ？
今日の夜8時頃だ。
It looks like I have to explain everything all over again. Oh. Another email. I wanna go on a date. Would you rather go to Sambo or Kichenjiro? Man. Also, wow. Like, somebody replying back to what I wrote, like, right after, instead of days later? That is crazy. Never have I heard of that in this story so far. I told her about Mayuri's many deaths, and about what happened with Suzuha and Moeka. I also gave a summary of what Suzuha told me about the structure of the universe. Kurisu does not appear to doubt my story.
話をまとめると、IBN5100 が手元に戻ってくれば勝ちっていうことになる。
Yes. I mean, as far... like... we will see what we can do with the IBN. Kurisu sums up what I told her.
あくまで予測だけど、天音さんの話を逆の視点から考えてみればいい。IBN5100 を岡部が手に入れて、セルにあるデータを消すその瞬間が分岐の臨界点なんだと思う。おそらくその瞬間、ダイバージェンスは 1% オーバーに達するはず。
問題は IBN5100 が今はどこにあるかだ。
岡部は一度 IBN5100 を手に入れている。あんたの記憶が妄想じゃなければな。その世界線へもう一度行けることができれば、必然的に手元に戻ってくるんじゃない？
Yes.
なるほど。そうか。IBN5100 はある時を境にラボから忽然と姿を消した。
前にそのことで騒いでたわね。あの時は岡部がついに妄想と現実の区別がつかなくなったかと思って、心の中で「おーゴッド」ってつぶやいてた。
Crazy to think that what he was saying was real, eh?
アメリカかぶれめ。何がオーゴッドだ。クリスチャンはクリスチャンとでも言いたいのか。
Peh. English jokes. Kurisu looks at me in disdain as soon as those words leave my lips.
誰がうまいこと言えと言った？
Well, you're American. You should laugh at these kinds of jokes.
俺も口に出してから後悔した。
This is no time for puns.
それでクリスティーナ、お前はこう言いたいんだな。俺たちが生じさせてしまった世界の歪み、すなわちこれまでに世界線を変動させた全ての D メールを打ち消していけば、 IBN5100 を俺が柳林神社で見つけた世界線へと戻ることができると。
Yeah, it is as I said. If we go in reverse mode and reverse like all the demos we've done up until the very first one that we did, that would be like over like past like a 1%. Because remember, like I noticed this detail too. Like the divergence numbers kept decreasing the more demos we sent. So if we reverse the demos, we basically increase it and possibly reach past 1% divergence. I mean, we have proof right over here. We've literally reversed like the demo that we sent to Suzuha and we let her go. So yeah, I guess so. We cracked the code. From what I've experienced so far, I'm confident that the IBN 5100's disappearance from the lab wasn't due to theft. Now, if we were to go down that path, it may be that we're gonna end up with an unfortunate event where we're gonna have to we're gonna have no choice but to let Kurisu die. Which, technically speaking, like a part of me believes more and more that Kurisu's existence is required 100% in order for CERN to develop their time machine, time traveling and such with her help, because she is a very smart cookie and such. So without her, yeah, I kind of don't want that, but one thing at a time. We're gonna cross that bridge when we cross that bridge. After all, I was sleeping at the lab, and whenever I wasn't around, another lab man was. That lab was occupied every hour of the day. It would have been impossible for someone to steal that heavy computer without anyone noticing. It makes more sense to assume that the demo caused us to diverge from the roll line where I found the IBM 5100 at the Anabayashi shrine. Yeah, because there's no doubt that, like, I don't think that CERN would sneakily go in and steal the IBN without anybody noticing and then attack. They would just attack and take the IBN. So clearly it's not them.
あくまで仮説だけど、私はあんたの説明だけをもとに判断しているから。
And by stealing the IBN, I mean stealing it from, like, the Future Gadget Lab, not Yanabayashi Shrine.
もしあんたが事実誤認をしていたり、私を騙そうとしていたり、妄想を垂れ流していた場合は、この仮説はあっけなく破綻する。
This assistant of mine has no confidence in me at all. Hey, give him some credit, goddammit.
この仮説を盲目的に信じてもらっても困る。保険はいくつかあるとはいえ、迂闊な行動をとってもしも罪になってしまったら、まゆりを二度と助けられなくなるんだから。
I know that. I'd ask for Suzuha's opinion too, if she were here. But on this road line, she traveled to 1975 on the night of August 9th. There's no way I can speak to her now. And chances are, well... the thing is, we only have like a 2-day limit with a time leap machine, so we can't really go back like 9 earlier than August 9th. Not even earlier than August 12th or 11th, I think.
どうして IBN5100 が消えたのか。これまでに送った D メールの中のどれが IBN5100 の消えた原因なのか。それを突き止めるのが解を導くための近道ね。
わからないのは、まゆりの死ぬタイミングがちょうど24時間ずれたことだ。
確かに気になるな。ダイバージェンスが変わったことが関係してるのかな。バタフライエフェクトの可能性がある。それならほんの些細な原因でも結果には大きな誤差が生じる。とにかく慎重な行動が大切。不用意なことはしない方がいい。例えば一番危険なのはあんたが死ぬこと。世界線を越えて記憶を継続できるのはおそらく岡部だけだから。あんたが死んだらまゆりも助けられなくなると思いなさい。
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are not Tom Cruise. Rintaro, so,
絶対に死なないで。
もしかして心配してくれているのか？
は何それ、誰得？そんなわけないでしょ。勘違いするな。つまり死ぬなって言ったのはあんたが貴重な被験者だからよ。そうなの。世界線云々はともかく、あんたのその何度もタイムリープしていながら記憶が継続してる脳ってのは脳科学史を塗り替えるくらい貴重なサンプルであって、あんたの脳をマッピングして一体何がどうなってるのか確かめたい気分よ。だから引き続き実験をガンガンやってくれると私としても助かるわけ。タイムリープマシンはいわば私の研究の成果でもあるんだから。
落ち着け。
Christ. That was like a Tsun Tsun record of 1 minute of trying to justify yourself while lying out of your ass. Kurisu turns away with a sour expression. This assistant of mine can be difficult sometimes. Anyway, I consider our hypothesis. In order to return to the world line where I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabaishi Shrine, we need to cancel all the demons we've sent so far. The theory is sound, and I've got nothing else to go on. I checked the clock. It's 6:42 p.m. And the thing is, the demo that was correlated to correlated? That was done because of Faris. We don't even know the contents of that demo, which again was a terrible mistake that you let that happen to Rintaro and Yukurisu. So how we're gonna figure that one out, I don't know. We're gonna we're gonna have to catch Faris at some point. Only 1 hour until Moika's raid. I decide to time leap once more to the afternoon of the 13th, just before the time machine is completed.
クリスティーナ、お前の案を試してみる。
そう。
I take Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly.
お前には何度も助けられているな。いつもすまない。
謝るのバカ。調子狂うでしょ。そもそも前にあんたを助けたことなんて私はちっとも覚えてないのよ。どう責任取ってくれるの？
Why is she getting mad at me? I just don't understand her.
できれば覚えておきたかった。そうすればあんたの情けない姿をネタにいつでもプギャーってできたから。
Hey, sucks to be you. Like not in Rintaro's shoes. He has more memories than you do, therefore he's at the advantage.
お前は実に性格が悪いな。
あんたが言うな。
Alright, with that, I leap 28 hours into the past. Alright. Back on the 13th. Time leap complete. I'm standing in the lab, as usual. My brain feels like it's been pinched. I endure the pain as I check my watch. It's 1:47 p.m. Patrice is almost done with the time machine, and Mario is almost done with Lukaku's costume. They should be done in about 10 minutes. I leave the lab and sit on the bench in front of the Brown Tube workshop. Let's go over the plan. Cancel all the demons that have changed the past so far. Of course, that includes demons sent by people other than me. Specifically, I'm only concerned with the demons that triggered Renix Steiner. We sent several of them as experiments. For example, Operation Urge Stage 2, the Loto 6 experiment, involved one such demon. But the real problem is what other people sent. Yuri and Kurisu haven't sent any demons. Daro sent his past self a strategy to win the Fires Cup. But Renix Steiner didn't activate, so Divergence must not have changed. That leaves the 3 demons to deal with, those sent by Moeka, Lukako, and Fares. The most problematic is the one Fares sent, which is also the most recent. I have no idea what it said, so I don't know how to cancel it. Fares' demon caused a dramatic change to Akiba. All the Moe stores disappeared. That's my only hint. Yeah, so if we were to go with that kind of hint, the only thing I can say is that the demon must have something to do with her family. More specifically, her father, in my eyes, because they are like high up the food chain in terms of corporations, for what we learned. I'm the only one who remembers how things were before the change. So I won't get an answer from Fares, even if I ask her directly. Yeah, but still, I have to at least try. I should get in touch with her. Fares, let's try contacting her by phone or mail. Meeting face to face will be best, but May Queen doesn't exist on this road line, meaning I have to go to that high-class apartment complex. I should try contacting Fares first. I decide to call her. The ringtone echoes in my ears. It's not connecting. I stab the end button and open up my mailbox. I'll write Fares an email. A mail. Just give it to her straight. I send. Afterwards, I sit and stare at the screen, waiting. I've already tried sending 3 mails and calling 4 or 5 times, but 30 minutes pass without a single response. Unable to hide my frustration, I storm off towards Fares' apartment. You know, if I were you, I would go into the apartment right here and then make sure that the time leap machine is actually finished. I don't know, just saying. I don't know if there's any changes that we have omitted that would make it so that we haven't to fix the time leap machine like in time, but maybe I'm overreacting over here, but just to make sure. But okay, whatever. I assume that they finished it like just fine, like usual. I arrive at the tall apartment building soaked in sweat. I've been running an awful lot lately. Make me realize how out of shape I am. Yeah, I told ya. I wish I worked out more. This complex has an automatic lock, so I have to call up from the lobby intercom. No matter the technological advances and all the time leaping and all the spiritual questioning, it all amounts to, like, physical effort, I guess. Like, you know, Samurai Jack, he leapt in time in the distant future, but, you know, he trained the fuck out of himself, like, before going to Aku. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have survived much in the distant future. Just saying. What I'm trying to say over here is that you have to become a samurai. A time samurai. Back in the past. Samurai Okabe. That doesn't sound as good. I enter the number 4 Fares' apartment, and a man's calm voice soon replies. Judging by the voice, it's not Fares' dad, but her butler.
岡部と言います。フェイリーじゃなくて、ルミホさんにお会いしたいんですが。
残念ながら、お嬢様はただいまこちらにはいらっしゃいません。
じゃあ今どこに？
Is she now?
それについてはお答えできません。あなた様がお嬢様にとって好ましくない人物であるという可能性もありますので。
前に一度ここには遊びに来てますよ。
おっしゃる通りでございますが、やはり私からはお嬢様の居場所はお教えできません。お嬢様に直接ご連絡をお願いいたします。
Got it. She doesn't want to interact with us, apparently. She may be in that apartment. If I were you, Rintaro, I would go to like some nearby building and go to like the similar level as Faris' apartment, and then use a goggle and see if that she's there. He's obviously trying to end the conversation, so I panicked to get the last word in.
待ってください。フェイリスと大至急連絡を取りたいんですけど、電話してもメールしても繋がらないんですよ。
ではお時間をお改めください。
Frustrated by this new turn of events, my anger threatens to boil over. Damn inflexible geezer. I leave the lobby. I mean, well, like I do have to ask this, like, are there like cameras like in front of the apartment? In which case, like if we were to stay here, like in front of the main entrance to the building, she may notice us that we are waiting for her. So I guess instead we could just fake it out and just believe, but then secretly hide somewhere and see if she is ever gonna exit this. But are we really gonna do that for like an entire day until the new attack happens on the 14th? That or we gotta think of some other plan. May Queen plus Nyan to the power 2 doesn't exist on this world line. Faris isn't responding by calls or emails either. Where could she be? Underneath the incandescent heat of the sun, I suddenly get an idea. Daro, if anyone knows where Faris is, it'll be that stalker of hers. Yeah.
Moshi, Okarin.
It's awfully noisy on the other end of the phone. Oh my god, are you guys throwing like another party? After finishing the time leap? What's going on there? But I don't care about that.
ダリオ、フェイリスが今どこにいるか心当たりはないか。
No, hold on a second. First, I think that we should ask Daro about that noise. Like, what is going on?
フェイリスタン
1秒でも早く連絡を取りたいのだ。
今すぐは無理じゃね。
場所さえ教えてくれればいい。フェイリスの行きそうな場所ぐらい、お前なら完璧に把握しているだろう。
Yeah, like, what the hell? What do you mean that's not gonna happen?
どこにいるかなら知ってるよ。
どこだ？どこにいる？
UPX の会場。
UPX. I look up. Wait, is there like a tournament happening right now? Like some what was it? Raine Kakeru, like a tournament of sorts? In which case, yeah, I guess it would make sense why she's not responding her emails, or I don't know, like the butler is not telling us. I'm staying right in front of the UPX. Oh.
会場とはなんだ？
今日はライネット AB グラちゃんの決勝戦なわけだが。
ライネット AB グラちゃん。
ライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンシップの略だろう、上皇。日本中のライネッターが参加してる大会の決勝戦だお。そこにフェイリスタンが出場してる。ちなみにフェイリスタンは今年冬のグラちゃんの優勝者でもあるんで、ディフェンディングチャンピオン。これ豆知識な。
決勝戦
で、僕は今まさにそれを会場で観戦中。つうか、今まさにフェイリスタンがデュエル中なわけだが。
So that's why.
今から行く。何階だ？
オカリン、チケット持ってんの？
持っていないが、なんとかなるだろう。
それ無理。警備がめっちゃ厳重だし、テロ予告まがいの書き込みがアットちゃんにあったらしくてさ。きっとオカリンは入れないわな。
それなら外に出てきてくれ。俺も UPX の前にいる。お前のチケットを貸してほしい。
だが断る。4時までには終わるから出待ちしてれば会えんじゃね。
I guess.
おい、誰
That inflexible bastard. Looks like I don't even have a choice. All I can do is wait like Daro suggested. Ugh. At 4, tons of people spew out of the building. They're mostly parents with children, but there are also men and women in their 20s and 30s. Sounds like a wide customer base. Some people are dressed in cosplay, and others are carrying Rhinet goods in paper bags. They're the ones you'd expect to be here. Maybe I should try calling Faris again. The match should be over. Alright, this time she should be free to answer. Why won't she pick up? My frustration peaks. I tell myself to calm down, but it really doesn't work. One obstacle after another. I'm on the verge of losing it! I paced back and forth as I watched the exiting crowd. I tried calling Daru again, but now he's not answering. Looks like I don't have a choice.
ちょっとすいません。
I approached several men gathered near the UPX entrance. They got tattered leather jackets and excessive silver accessories. Not the sort of people I usually hang out with.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさんは今どこにいるか知ってますか？
Whoa. They suddenly give me dangerous looks. A new character with Sprite enters the arena.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさん聞いたかよお前ら。
The man tosses a grin to the other members of his posse. Snobby, unpleasant laughter resounds. I struggle to suppress my anger.
知っているなら教えてほしいんですが。
Now the man directs his grin towards me.
てめえ、あの元チャンプの仲間か。
Man who seems to whisper to Gaia to shine more. Former champ? While I'm puzzling this out, the man suddenly steps right up in my face. Something smashes into my forehead. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall onto my back. It's hot above my brow, as if a branding iron was pressed to it. But I quickly face to a dull throbbing. I realize that the nutcase headbutted me. What the hell? Why would he do that? Did I do something to this guy? Or is he a Fire's hater? Oh boy. People who post negative comments about someone or something on the internet. They appear in places where fans of those people or things gather, and provoke them by posting derogatory things. It's not rare for them to cause emotional debate among fans. I stagger to my feet. The man stoops to pick up his hat, which fell off when he headbutted me. And that's when I see it. Is that a hole in his head? Where there is no hair? Or that looks like a bug though. Right on top of his head, there's a small space devoid of hair. There's no way I could miss it. A bald spot.
いきなり悪かったな。だが、てめえがいけないんだぜ。
Man with bald spot who seems to whisper to Gaia to shine more.
俺のダーティーなハートがざわついちまったのさ。あのメス猫を未だにチャンプ呼ばわりする奴がいることにな。いいか、俺の前で二度とフェイリスなんていう脳眼中な女をチャンプと呼ぶな。それが嫌だと言うなら、ストリートシーンにおいてこの俺、黒の絶対零度ことシドス様に身も心も凍らされる覚悟を決めろ。
Ah, so that's why your necklace with the lock over there says 4 degrees, eh? What the hell is this guy talking about? He's obviously living in his own stupid world. Sounds kind of familiar.
俺はシド。数字の4に温度の度でシド。秋葉に降臨した最強のダテ割るライネッター。誰もこの高みには近づけさせねえ。知ってるか？ドライアイスは肌をやけどさせるんだぜ。
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ。
何？
When I point out the scientific truth, the man with a bald spot and his lackeys get pissed. This doesn't look good. I don't have time to get into a fight. I decide to stage a tactical retreat. Afterwards, I go to the assembly hall and ask the staff about Fars. No luck. When I try calling Daru again, he says, maybe she went home already? In a bummed out voice. I return to Fars' apartment building and ring the intercom again. The butler responds once more.
どちら様でしょうか。
岡部と言います。フェイリルミホさんは帰ってますか？
少々お待ちくださいませ。
It sounds like she's home. The intercom goes silent for a while. And then the doors automatically locks open, allowing me inside the elevator hall. Alright, well, thank God.
どうぞお部屋までお越しくださいませ。お嬢様がお会いになるそうです。
Well, that was quite a sidetrack that we've taken for like the past hours. I give him my thanks and hurry into the elevator. The butler guides me into the bedroom, where Faris is sitting on the sofa, hugging her knees. There you are! She doesn't look up, even when I approach.
フェイリス、やっと会えた。お前に聞きたいことがある。
ふにゃー。
She looks exhausted, like all the life has been drained out of her. I've never seen Faris like this.
一体どうしたんだ？元気がないようだが。
こんなことありえないにゃ。どうしてフェイリスが負けなきゃいけないのにゃ。あいつらの卑怯な邪魔がにゃければ。あいつら寄ってたかってフェイリスに妨害を。絶対に勝つって約束したのに。パパ、きっとがっかりしてるにゃ。合わせる顔がないにゃ。
What did she say? No, wait. I think I get it. I recall what happened after Faris' final match in the Right Net Championship. That leather-clad asshole called her the former champ. I guess that means she lost, and that's why she's depressed. I feel bad for Faris, but I don't have time to deal with this.
フェイリス、聞いてくれ。
Faris blinks her eyes repeatedly when I grab her by the shoulders. But her eyes are glazed and empty of light.
お前は以前、俺たちが発明したタイムマシンで D メールを送った。そのことを覚えているか？
はにゃ。
I knew he was useless, but I had to ask. Faris doesn't remember. In fact, from her perspective, it never happened. How do I explain?
例えば、考えてみてくれ。この秋葉にはもともとアニメやゲームなどの萌え系グッズを売るショップがたくさんあった。もし仮にお前がタイムマシンを使ってそんな秋葉を今のような電気街にするとしたら、どういう方法を取る？
I know it's a really cryptic question, but I can't think of a better way.
タイムマシン。
Faris murmurs with a blank expression on her face.
タイムマシン。
She repeats the same phrase. Faris's eyes gradually regain their brightness. And then, all at once,
今日も
she presses up against me.
何を？
She smells good. Faris's cat ears tickle my nose. I go stiff, not knowing what to do about this certain turn of events. Faris looks up at me. She looks so desperate. Feel my heart pound faster.
タイムマシンって本当なのかにゃ。
ああ、事実だ。
Faris stares at me even more intensely, like she's trying to see inside my soul.
信じるにゃ。
And just when I get the feeling she believed me way too easily, she suddenly starts clutching her head.
思い出しそうにゃ。
え？
フェイリスはタイムマシンを使ったような気がするのにゃ。
本当か？
Do you?
フェイリスはタイムマシンに乗ってビューンと。
何？お前が使ったのは過去へ送ることのできる D メールなんだが。
そうにゃ。まただんだん思い出してきたにゃ。
Faris then holds her head and looks at me with tears in her eyes.
頭が痛いにゃ。
これはどういうことだ？
Does Faris have ratings Steiner too? I doubt that. I'm starting to question what her intent is here. I don't know. I need to find out, but how? Calm down. I need to think. Whatever the case is, whatever metaphor she's using here, it seems that she really is desperate for a time machine. Same case in the last world line and same case here. And she wants to use a time leap machine to go in the past and fix things. Maybe in this case she would use it to go back and redo the championship today and win this time around. I get the feeling that this entire thing with the time leap machine and her interest in this is her basically trying to get her father's approval, and a time leap machine would fix some of the disappointing moments that she felt that she had in the past. Should I contact Krisu? Or should I...
今日もフェイリスは
Faris continues to cling to me, and all I can do is hold her warm, soft, slender body in my arms. I need to make her remember somehow.
頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになりそうにゃ。
しっかりしろ。俺にできることはなんだ。
勝てれば思い出せるかもにゃ。
何？勝つって何に？
バイラルアタッカーズにゃ。今日の決勝の相手だったにゃ。でも卑怯な妨害行為にあって負けちゃったのにゃ。そのせいでフェイリスは頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃで思い出すものも思い出せないのにゃ。お願いにゃ。今日フェイリスは決勝で勝てさえすれば全部思い出すと思うのにゃ。
Nah, Erdintaro, listen to me. I'm having doubts about this, in the sense that she wants to use the time machine again to win and get her father's approval. But, however, this doesn't, really, there is no guarantee that if she wins, she'll remember. She's using, us to use the time machine as some sort of, assurance, quote-unquote, to agree with her that if we help her, we get this. But there is no guarantee that we get, anything out of this. We would decrease the number of divergence at that point if we do the exact same thing.
だからタイムマシンを使わせて。
お前、ちなみにこれは演技じゃないよな。
何のことかにゃ。
Don't tell me she just wants to use a time machine to win her Rhinet match. Considering her personality, that's actually pretty likely. After all, this is a girl who twists men around her finger.
ひどいにゃ。
And then Fire starts crying into my chest.
フェイリスは京馬のために一生懸命思い出そうとしてるのに、それを演技だなんて言われて傷ついたにゃ。
いや、すまない。
Tears emerge from the corners of her eyes. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Judging by her tears, I don't think she's lying. I mean, she's tearing up because she's sad about losing the match. It's not necessarily that she's lying, that she's tearing up because you call her a liar or anything like that. She is lying. But there's really no basis to the theory that she'll remember if she wins the Rhinet tournament.
お願いにゃ。
Farius whispers into my ear.
フェイリスを勝たせてほしいのにゃ。
Nah. Immediately afterwards, I feel something warm and whipped on my earlobe. Hey. Fires brushes her teeth against my ear, sending electricity through my entire body. Okay, will you knock it off?
は？待て！わかったから！
I quickly pull away from Farius. And that was dangerous. I almost exploded. Joke's on you, I don't even have ears.
わかった、フェイリス。お前の言う通りにする。
本当かにゃ。
ああ、どうしても記憶を取り戻してもらいたいからな。
Fires tries to throw her arms around me, but I quickly evade. She face dives into the sofa awkwardly.
ふにゃ。なんで避けるにゃ。
いや、お前が慣れ慣れしすぎるのだ。
I'm not good at dealing with Fires. She's using me here, I'm sure. I'm being tricked, aren't I? I shake my head. Even so, I have no choice but to help her win the tournament. I mean, what will happen if she does win? In that sense, it's not like her winning is gonna make things worse with CERN, like coming right into our lab and taking us / killing Mayuri. I mean, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna stomp on Mayuri's dead body like after we let the Fires win? Nah, I don't think so. If anything, I guess it's a temporary thing, and who knows? Maybe something will happen if we let her win. Maybe by pure luck, she's gonna, like, the universe is gonna send some signals into Fire's head. Erroneously, but by pure chance, a cosmic coincidence, she is gonna actually remember, even if it makes no sense. I don't know, maybe we are gonna get something if we let her win. It's only gonna be like a temporary thing, I guess? If anything, like, we would bring her in a good mood. And if she is in a good mood after winning the Rhinet tournament, maybe she's gonna help us more and more. I don't know. Maybe... I'll try anything that could possibly yield results. Possibly. As long as I keep doing that, I'll find a solution eventually. I have to believe that.
これから俺は今日の朝へと飛んでお前に助言を与える。これでお前は決勝に勝てるはずだ。それでいいな。
メールを送るんじゃないのかにゃ。
No.
すでに我がラボでは意識を過去へとタイムリープさせることが可能な装置を開発済みだ。
すごいにゃ。つまり強くてニューゲームってことだにゃ。
Kinda.
そういうことだ。
Don't play along. Whatever you do, don't play along. Yeah, and from now on, Rintaro is the only one who's gonna be able to send the demos, and he will know the contents. He is gonna make the contents. We're not gonna let you create your content, create the demo, and only you would know the demo, like content and all that. We are in charge of the timing machine, not you.
だったらそれを使ってフェイリスを今日の朝に飛ばしてくれればバッチリにゃ。
ダメだ。
なんでにゃ。
タイムリープマシンは俺以外の誰にも使わせる気はない。
今日まずるいにゃ。
あれはおいそれと使っていいものじゃない。危険なものなんだ。
He has yet to fail once so far, but my luck might not last forever. Suzuha lost her memory after traveling in a broken time machine. Her time machine was different, of course, but something similar could happen with a time machine. True. In which case, if that were to happen, we would end up... I mean, Rintaro is not gonna remember jack shit and he's gonna end up dead. Well, technically... No, it would be a case where he's not gonna remember the events of the last World Lines, like having Mayuri die, but he would still use the timing machine because that would be like a solution to escaping the guys, like in the lab. So it would be like a loop where Rintaro is not gonna remember the contents of like the past World Lines. And we surely know we surely have experienced other people who went into other role lines and not remembering the contents of the last, like, times in, like, different stories. God knows we don't need that. In that sense, thank God that Rintaro has, like, this reading Steiner, that he actually remembers the contents of last role lines. Otherwise, this will be, like, 10 times more difficult. And there's one more thing. I shouldn't allow anyone else to change the past. My goal is to return to the role line with the IBM 5100. Then use it to escape from the Alpha Attractor field. The fewer changes made, the better.
過去は俺が責任を持って改変する。俺を信じろ。 フェイリス。
わかったにゃ。
Alright, well, let's see. Let's see if her winning this is gonna yield like any results or this was a complete waste of time. I braced my wobbling feet. As my vision recovers, I check the clock. It's 10:38 a.m. The time leap was successful. According to Faris, she lost the match due to cleverly concealed interference from the opposing team. Faris told me how to counter that. Her plan...
サングラスと耳栓を決勝前のフェイリスに渡してほしいにゃ。
Really?
そうすれば妨害なんてへっちゃらで 100% 勝てるにゃ。
I wonder if she's right. I mean, what did the opposing team do? Did they use like a mirror to reflect like light into your eyes? That was the distraction? Now's not the time to doubt. Faris said she would arrive at assembly hall around 12. I head to BX, making sure to buy sunglasses and earplugs on the way. Wait, is that the noise that we heard? Nah, I don't think that was a distraction. That was just like the song that played during the tournament, like in general, like during the RightNet tournament. That's what we heard through Daru's phone. I don't think that was a distraction. There's still half an hour before the tournament begins, but there's already a line outside of UPX. Now, okay, Rintaro, whatever you do not interact with those antis that you've met before in the previous row line. They may end up destroying the sunglasses and the earplugs, and then you have to go brag and buy some more. I didn't think there would be many participants since it's already the finals, but it turns out there's another tournament for the general public at the same time. The opening act, so to speak. The participants enter the hall through a different entrance than the spectators. I'm at the participant entrance, waiting for Faris to make her appearance. After about 15 minutes, Faris appears. She lives right next door to UPX, so she's got a lot of leeway time-wise. She's got her cat ears and her maid uniform on. It feels strange to see her wearing that uniform despite May Queen not existing on this rail line. Now the thing is, like, okay, we give her the sunglasses and the earplugs. Isn't that like against the rules? Wouldn't it be like something similar to poker? Granted, I don't know. Like, maybe there are cases where wearing sunglasses and all that is okay? But then, in my eyes, it kind of feels like cheating because maybe they are looking at something else. Like, that would give the wearer like some advantage. So, I don't know. Faris' eyes open wide when she sees me.
ここで何してるにゃ？
お前に会いたくて待っていたのだ。
もしかしてそれって愛の告白かにゃ？大事な試合の前にそんな告白されても困るにゃ。
Sure, why not? Here, have these sunglasses.
なんでだよ。勘違いするな。そんなわけがあるか。
今日の京馬はノリが悪いにゃ。いつもならもっと言い返してくるはずにゃ。
I don't have time to be holding Kyoma now.
決勝前でナーバスなんだからもっと盛り上げてほしいにゃ。
She doesn't look nervous.
いいから聞いてくれ、フェイリス。これはお前が決勝で勝つための重要なことなんだ。
重要？でも京馬はライネットのルールちっとも知らないはずにゃ。
いや、ルールとかそういう問題じゃなくてだな。
じゃあなんなのにゃ。
She peers at me with questioning eyes. I better give her the goods before I screw this up. Give her the goods, as long as she promises that she's gonna be good with us, like after the match, and that she's gonna do whatever we tell her to do, like aka being agreeable with whatever we ask her to do, like afterwards.
これを受け取ってくれ。
I try handing over the sunglasses and earplugs I bought on the way here. But Faris pulls back, as if on guard.
京馬？なんかキモいにゃ。
How rude.
普通、プレゼントならもっと喜ばれるようなものを。
そうじゃない。 これは妨害対策なんだよ。
にゃ、
いいか、よく聞け。俺は未来から来た。
知ってるにゃ。
何？
Rintaro. She knows? How? I'm shocked. It's not as if we're talking with some other Chinubio style kind of character that is kind of playing along with you. Why?
ちなみにフェイリスは宇宙から来たのにゃ。
Don't forget, this is far as Nyan Nyan we're dealing with.
冗談を言ってるわけじゃない。俺は確かに今日の夕方6時から飛んできたんだよ。今日のライネットグラちゃん決勝の結果を俺は知っている。
Rintaro, preserve your energy for after we finish the match. Just give her these.
聞かなくてもわかるにゃ。フェイリスの圧勝。
いいや、お前は負けた。
にゃおー。
Fires frowns.
だがそれは敵チームの妨害にあったせいだ。だからその妨害からフェイリスを守るためにこうしてサングラスと耳栓を持ってきたわけで。
I desperately try to convince her, but Fires just hangs her head, making it hard to read her expression.
聞いているのか？
I grab Fires' slender shoulders. She's shaking.
フェイリス？
うにゃー。今日のにゃんばか。
And then she suddenly explodes.
今日はフェイリスにとっては大事な試合なのによくも負けるとか言ったにゃ。フェイリスをへこませるなんて、さてはバイラルアタッカーズの回し物かにゃ。
Ah, great.
いや、だから実力で負けたわけではなく。
聞きたくないにゃ。
Also, can you not make like a scene right over here, Faris? After a swift kick to my shin, Faris turns her back to me in a huff. Damn you, cat girl. Once in your life, listen to me.
待てってば。どうしてもお前に勝ってもらわなければ困るのだ。
だからフェイリスは負けないにゃ。それにそんなキモいメガネなんてかけたくないにゃ。フェイリスは常に可愛いからこそファンのみんなに喜んでもらえてるのにゃ。
Crap, she's getting angry at me now. Fires shakes me off and runs to the participant entrance. I'm not a participant, so if she makes it inside, that's the end of it. I mean, who knows? Maybe because of this, she's gonna be more aware of the distractions, even if she's not using the sunglasses and earplugs. So she's gonna be more aware of any distractions that could happen, and maybe she's gonna win this time.
話を最後まで聞いてくれ。
Bearing the pain in my shin, I force my way in front of Faris and stand in her way.
フェイリス、頼む。これにはマユリの命がかかっているんだ。
誰か来てにゃ。助けてにゃ。
Faris, really? You really are doing this to Rintaro of all people? Faris suddenly starts shouting. She grabs the attention of the surrounding participants and spectators. Even staff members are gathering. Well, I guess so. It's not as if we are like that close friends with Faris, so I guess it makes sense that she would do this. Crap, I can't talk about time machines or Mayuri's life with this much attention around us. Unless I can get Faris to listen to me, there's no way I can undo her email. What should I do?
ずいぶん余裕かましてるじゃねえか、チャンピオン。
That smug voice. A tall man dressed entirely in black walks up to us with a grin on his face. Whenever he takes a step, all of his silver accessories jingle. He dramatically takes off his sunglasses, revealing the face of that guy who gave me the trouble before. If I'm not mistaken, he called himself 4 degrees Celsius, or something like that.
ストリートに舞い降りたライネッター界の黒いクジャク、ケンザ。俺の名はシド。数字の4に温度の度でシド。バイラルアタッカーズのリーダーをやってる。
バイラルアタッカーズ。
The viral attackers. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's right. They're Fire's opponents this match. They're trying to start a fight now. This guy who headbutts people out of nowhere. And he seems to hate Fires for some reason.
マジな話。がっかりだぜ、チャンピオン。てめえが体勢にこびた格好をしてるだけでも、俺の心はざわつくってのによ。そのくせ決勝前に、ヘボそうな男との汚れた愛に浸ってるとはな。
Okay. Ayuri. This morning I couldn't find Pockety. I almost started crying. The sound of its ticking calms me down. If I lost it, it would be a big shock. I don't know how I'd apologize to Granny. I was so relieved to find Pockety safe and sound. Okay, well, you have found it. That's good. Wait, hold on a second. Is this the kind of email that Rintaro always got on the 13th? Or is this a brand new email that is the first for Rintaro? I don't know how important this should be. Are you talking about your pocket watch? I thought I told you to stop with that weird naming scheme of yours. Be careful. That secret ability of yours, Unlimited Clockworks, is a double-edged sword. You used to take naps on your grandmother's lap, didn't you? Well, that one I sent that one. Okay. Sorry for the interruption.
シャムネコを気取ってるてめえの白い毛並みを俺が今日のデュエルで漆黒に染めてやるよ。そうしろとささやくんだ。ガイアがな。黒猫はディザスターの象徴。俺の黒い輝きはお前という影を消し去り、ライネットのニュージェネレーションを迎える。俺という生きるロックマインドに女どもはもう虜だぜ。
Damn, this guy can talk. I have no idea what he's saying. Faris seems to be thinking the same thing.
なんでみんなフェイリスの邪魔するにゃ。もっと静かに集中させてほしいにゃ。
With that said, she quickly tries to enter the hall. But I grab her hand to detain her.
フェイリス、待てと言っているだろう。
話すにゃ。
頼む、俺の話を聞いてくれ。
おい待て。このライネットの真理に最も近い男を無視してるんじゃねえ。
いや、お前に用はないからこっち見るな。
だと俺をライネット界の黒い貴公子と知って言ってんのか。
ライネット界の黒いクジャクじゃないのか。さっきと言っていることが違うぞ。
黒いクジャクであり黒い貴公子なんだよ。黒はライネットの象徴だからな。
The promotional posters all have a blue and white motif. It doesn't look like black is the image color to me.
なんだ。黒と言いたいだけか。
Or you're colorblind.
バカにしやがって。決勝のデュエル前にここでそのメス猫を黒く染めてやるよ。
4 degrees Celsius approaches with an angry look on his face. But I'm the one who should be angry. My Iris' life hangs in the balance. Fires isn't cooperating either. I can't believe this is happening. How can I get this guy to go away? After a moment's consideration, I decide to face him as Kyoma. That's right, activate your Chinubia mode.
俺に触れたらどうなるか知ってるか。ドライアイスは肌もやけど。
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ。フェイリスにちょっかいをかけてくるなと言っている。ポエムならばチラシの裏にでも書いていろ。
I hear giggles from all around.
笑われてるぜ。メス猫の汚れたラマン。
What the hell is a Laman? Are you calling me a pussy lemon?
違うな。笑われているのは貴様だ。 10円ハゲの黒いクジャク。
今この俺のマインドに新感が走ったぜ。てめえ、俺のアンタッチャブルな黒点をなぜ知っている？誰にも喋ったことはねえのに。
4 degrees Celsius face turns red because I can see the future. Huh? You see that, Fires? I'm telling you the truth. I can see the future. So you better listen to me.
案ずるな 4°C。 俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティストにしてタイムリーパー。全てを見据える男、法王院京馬なのだ。
4°C じゃねえ、シードだ。許さねえ。てめえら絶対に許さねえ。伊達丸の名にかけててめえらを俺の庭である黒いヘルに召喚してやるからな。
Wait, are we actually gonna be doing like a duel with this guy? He puts on his sunglasses and leaves. Consider this payback for the headbutt.
今日も今どうやってシドの弱点を見抜いたのにゃ？誰も知らない情報だったのにゃ。
言っただろう、俺は未来から来たのだと。
ああ。
それより頼むフェイリス、これを受け取ってほしい。とにかく持っているだけでいいんだ。
でもフェイリスが負けるなんてありえないにゃ。
実力ではお前が上だ。だが今話して分かっただろ。奴らは明らかにドキュンどもだ。ライネッターにふさわしくない行動も勝つためなら平気でやってくるぞ。
そこまで言うなら。
Looks like my desperation paid off. Can't believe that actually worked. Fires reluctantly accepts the 2 items I present to her. Of course, she doesn't take them out of the bag.
本当に持つだけにゃ？それでいいかにゃ？
Sure. At least have them with you, and in case you see like any distraction, you use them.
ああ、決勝戦で絶対に必要になるから手放すなよ。
Sooner or later, she won't have a choice. The theme song to Ariakey plays through the hall, signaling the start of the finals. There is a kind of majesty to the scene. The tension of the crowd peaks as its voltage reaches a climax.
ご来場の皆様、お待たせいたしました。まもなくライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンの座を決める決勝戦を開始します。激突するのはこの2組だ。まずは我らが女王、前回大会のディフェンディングチャンピオン、燃えるメイドインキャット、ウェイリース。にゃんにゃん。
That has gotta be the most ferocious meow that a human has ever done that I've heard. Fires makes her entrance to thunderous cheering. She smiles brightly and waves to the audience. She really is like a queen. I notice she's not wearing the sunglasses I gave her.
対するは今年彗星のごとく現れたダークホースならぬダークピーコック。初参加ながら対戦相手の危険などのトラブルを経て勝ち上がってきた黒の絶対レード、バイラールアタッカー。
The viral attackers consist of 4 degrees Celsius and some short guy with the same black leather fetish. They look like a couple of punks straight out of Ikebukuro. Always gotta have some biker gangs in like every story that I ever went through. I sit in stupefied awe as the excitement around me builds. Actually, did we ever have like any in Yumineko? No, but we surely had a lot of mean girls. Mean bully girls in school, that's for sure. Daru taps me on the shoulder.
オカリンもフェイリスタンを応援してくれよ。
I have to.
あ
I'm not good at encouraging slash cheering for other people. I've lived this to my anxiety. Daru starts jumping and waving his hands in the air.
フェイリスタン、フェイリス愛してるよ。
Go Ferris, whatever.
萌え萌え。
Cameras flash as everyone tries to get a picture of the cat girl.
みんな今日は頑張るからぜひぜひ応援してにゃ
Man, I'm getting like a lot of emails lately. From my UD especially. Grimly kept Pockety in the pocket of our apron, so I'd go to sleep hearing that sound. I think that's why Pockety sounds makes me calm. Yeah, more than likely. The speakers carry her cute, cheerful voice to every corner of the hall. Apparently, they gave microphones to both teams so that they could talk to the audience.
サービスショットにゃ
Faris puts on an impish smile and turns to the audience in a sexy pose. I'm not doing that. The entire hall shakes with the audience's roar. Faris' popularity is overwhelming.
来たー、来たこれ、フェイリス、俺だ、結婚してくれ。
Daru has totally lost it. I wonder if Faris will be alright. Judging from her enthusiasm, it certainly looks like she'll be fine. Once the cheering dies down, I speak to Daru.
なあ、どうしてフェイリスは一人なのにバイラルアタッカーズは二人なんだ。
Okay, what is with the choice of this song in particular? Like, why? Why do we have this song?
オカリン、それについても知らないん？
It's not like anything bad happens yet. I'm not familiar with the rules of right and access barriers. I had Daru explain them before the final started, but he only covered the basics.
もともとグラちゃんは2人でタッグを組んで戦ってくんだよ。でもフェイリスタンはデュエルパートナーに見合う人がいないって理由で1人なんだ。2人の方が明らかに有利なんだけどさ、それでも冬のグラちゃんでは優勝しちゃったんだからかっこいいよな。そこにしびれる、憧れる。
バイラルアタッカーズというのはどういうチームなんだ？
あんまり詳しくないけど、かなり攻撃的な戦術を取るチームらしいよ。ただそれ以上にうさんくさい噂をよく聞くんだよね。取り巻きがいっぱいいてさ、いつも群れてるんだ。そいつらを使ってデュエル中に対戦相手への妨害も平気でするって。ここまでグラちゃんで対戦したチームのうち半分ぐらいが途中棄権してきてる。それだけじゃなくて、秋葉とか池袋とかによく出没してオタク狩りまでしてるとも言われてるし、とにかくライネッターからはすごく嫌われてるのだぜ。
そんな奴らがなぜ野放しになってる？
そりゃ証拠がないからっしょ。ライネッターって子供とかオタが多いからさ、あんな黒い連中に脅されたら怖くて何も言えないって。
The viral attackers. Faris told me that their interference cost her the game. But as long as she's got the sunglasses and earplugs I gave her, she should be able to win. If she wins, she might be able to recall the contents of the email she sent. At least, hoping on a cosmic, like, miracle that the universe would send her that kind of memory inside her head, I guess. I need Faris to win. My Yuri's life depends on it. I'm more banking on the fact that she's gonna be more open to us, like, after this if she wins. I'm counting on you, Faris. Faris rises to the stage, heralded by thunderous cheers. And naturally on the other side is 4 degrees Celsius. Boo! They face off across the circuit mat.
二人タッグの場合、どういう戦い方をするんだ？
要するに相談できるんだよ。 2人分の考え方が加わることで相手に駒の配置を読みにくくさせるんだよ。
So basically, the partner just plays a support role.
まあ心配ないって。フェイリスタンならあんなドキュン連中一瞬でフルボッコだから。
Question: Would Faris be able to choose a partner mid-match? Just asking out of curiosity.
両者準備はよろしいですね。
The referee gathers Faris and the two Virals for a coin toss to decide who takes the first turn.
それではライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンシップ決勝戦。
Instantly, silence falls on the assembly hall. Everyone holds their breath in the anticipation.
Duel access!
The referee shouts signals to start the game. The room erupts in cheers. First up is Faris. Okay, there you go. Now we have a more fitting song. The huge monitor hanging from the ceiling displays the circuit mat, the thing that looks like a chessboard. The cards glitter and sparkle in the stage lights. All cards on the board are face down, but each player is allowed to peek at his or her own cards. The cameras are oriented in a way that the audience can't see what cards they have. According to Dar, Rainet Access Battlers is a game of psychological warfare. It's all about figuring out where your opponent has placed his cards. Each player starts with 4 link cards and 4 virus cards, for a total of 8 cards face down on the board. The victory conditions are a little complex, but in short, if you win if you take 4 of your opponent's link cards, or if you make your opponent take 4 of your virus cards. The game starts with each player trying to figure out how the other has placed his or her cards. Knowing your opponent's layout lets you shift the game to your advantage. That's why it's important to be careful what moves you make, whether you're attacking or defending. Your duel partner is there to make it harder for your opponent to read your thoughts. I watch as the duel between Faris and the viral attackers unfolds before my eyes. Every time a link card or virus card is revealed, waves of excitement ripple through the audience. I am starting to understand just how amazing Faris must be to become champion all by herself. The audience is on the edge of their seats. As best as I can tell, it looks like the viral attackers are true to their name on the attack. Now, you know, I did ask before about whether it's possible for Faris to choose, like, a partner mid-game. Though, something tells me that if we're gonna end up in such a desperate situation, and if we were to ask Faris to have us as their partner, maybe, to help them, I don't think that Faris is gonna agree. Just something to think about if there were a situation that's ever gonna happen. Because, more than likely, she has chosen to be all by herself to impress her father even more, or something like that. So, she would be totally against that. That, and with her personality, more than likely, it would be a tough situation for us to go up there and help her, if we wanted to.
フェイリスはどんな作戦で行く気なんだろうか。
フェイリスタンはスロースターターっつうか、前半は相手のカードを見極めることに重点を置くから結構慎重なんだ。その代わり終盤になるといつも大逆転しちゃってるのさ。今回もそういう作戦で行くんじゃね？
But contrary to that of his expectations, Faris charges into enemy territory with a card equipped with a skill called Lime Boost. Undaunted, the Virus meet her attack head-on, countering with their own Line Boost equipped card. Oddly enough, Faris makes the first move. She waits for the Virus to overextend themselves, then snatches one of their cards using her Line Boost equipped card.
さあ、何が出るか。
We will know if the card she took was a link card or a virus card until she opens it. I guess... Maybe this time around I'm gonna be ending it like just in time. Like for once in the story. Like ending the episode right over here. So stay tuned for the next episode. What card is she gonna have?